The studio lights burn bright, casting a warm glow over the sleek set of Jimmy Kimmel Live. The audience buzzes with anticipation, their laughter from the opening monologue still lingering. Jimmy Kimmel, sharp, in a tailored suit, leans back in his chair, his signature grin in place as he introduces his first guest. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as the rugged captain of the Serenity, the slick detective, Rick Castle. And now the rookie cop, shaking things up. Please welcome Nathan Fillion. The crowd erupts, clapping and cheering as Nathan strides out. All easy confidence, waving with that boyish charm that's won him fans across decades. He settles into the guest chair, adjusts his blazer, and flashes a smile that's equal parts mischief and warmth. Thanks for having me, Jimmy, Nathan says, his voice smooth, leaning forward slightly, elbows on his knees. Always a pleasure to be here, man. Oh, the pleasure's mine, Jimmy replies, his tone playful but with that edge he's known for. You're looking good, Nathan. What's it like, still being the internet's favorite space cowboy after all these years? Nathan chuckles, running a hand through his hair. It's wild, you know. Fans still come up to me quoting Firefly lines like it aired yesterday. I mean, I'm flattered, but sometimes I'm like, guys, I've done other stuff too. The audience laughs, and Jimmy nods, his eyes glinting. Right, you've got the rookie now. Season, what, 6? Jimmy asks, tilting his head. 6, yeah, Nathan says, his smile steady. It's been a ride. Keeps me on my toes. Jimmy leans forward, resting his chin on his hand. You know, I gotta ask, because the internet's been buzzing about this, you're out there playing a cop, saving the day. But some folks online are saying, Nathan Fillion, he's too charming to be a gritty cop. They're like, he's more Captain Hammer than Dirty Harry. What do you say to that? Nathan's laugh is quick, but there's a flicker in his eyes, a slight tightening of his jaw. Captain Hammer, huh, that's a throwback. I mean, look, I get it. People see me as the funny guy, the charming guy, and I love that, but I think I can pull off gritty when I need to. You don't buy it? Jimmy shrugs, his grin widening. I don't know, man, I'm just saying what I'm hearing. Like you walk into a scene and it's all charisma and quips. Can you really do the whole brooding, tough guy thing? Or is it just Nathan being Nathan? The audience chuckles, but Nathan's smile shifts. Just a touch. He leans back, crossing his arms. Okay, Jimmy, you're coming in hot tonight, he says, his tone light but with an undercurrent. You think I'm just playing myself? I mean, I've got range. I've done drama, I've done comedy. I'm not just the guy cracking jokes in a spaceship. Jimmy raises his hands, mock defensive. Hey, I'm not saying you don't have range. I'm just saying, some people, fans, critics, they see you, and they think, that's our guy, the lovable rogue. Like, can you really scare anybody? Intimidate anybody? Nathan's eyes narrow slightly, but he keeps his tone even. You want me to intimidate you right now, Jimmy? Because I can try. The audience laughs, but there's a tension in the air, a subtle shift. Nathan's still smiling, but it's less warm, more calculated. Oh, I'm shaking, Jimmy says, clutching his chest dramatically. But seriously, let's talk about the rookie. You're out there, playing this older guy starting over as a cop. Some people online, and I'm just the messenger here, they're saying it's a stretch. Like Nathan Fillion as a rookie. He's too seasoned. Nathan, you ever feel like you're fighting your own image? Nathan tilts his head, his expression unreadable for a moment. Fighting my image. That's an interesting way to put it. I mean, every role is a challenge, right? You step into a character. You bring what you've got. I don't think I'm fighting anything, I'm just doing the work. Jimmy nods, but his grin doesn't fade. Sure, but you've got this fan base, right? They love you. They're obsessed. They're still out there petitioning for Firefly Season 2, and sometimes it feels like they don't want you to change. Like they want Captain Mal forever. Does that ever get, I don't know, frustrating? Nathan shifts in his seat, his fingers tapping lightly on the armrest. Frustrating? Nah, I wouldn't say that. I love the fans. They're why I'm here. But yeah, sometimes you want to shake things up, try something new, and maybe not everyone's ready for it. But that's their problem, not mine. His tone is still light, but there's a bite to it, a hint of defiance. Jimmy picks up on it, his eyes gleaming. Okay, but let's get real for a second. You're a guy who's built a career on being likable. And now you're playing this cop, this serious role. Some folks are saying, and I saw this on Twitter, I swear it's like watching Tom Hanks try to play a serial killer. Like it's hard to buy. You ever worry you're miscast? The audience gasps softly, a murmur rippling through the crowd. Nathan's smile fades, just for a second, before he catches it. He leans forward, his voice low but clear. Miscast. That's a bold word. Jimmy, you saying I can't pull it off? Jimmy laughs, but it's a little forced. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying, you're Mr. Charisma. You walk into a room, everyone's smiling. Can you really make us believe you're like a hard-edged cop? Or is it just Nathan in a uniform? Nathan stares at Jimmy, his eyes steady, unblinking. You keep saying just Nathan like it's a bad thing. You think I can't do it. You think I'm stuck playing one note. Jimmy leans back, sensing the shift, but doubling down. I'm just asking the questions. Man, the internet's asking them too. They love you, but they're like, can he do dark? Can he do serious? I mean, you tell me, can you? Nathan's jaw tightens, and for a moment, the studio feels smaller, the air heavier. You want serious? Jimmy, I can give you serious. But maybe you're not ready for it. The audience is quiet, hanging on his words. Nathan leans back, his smile gone, replaced by something harder, something real. The studio lights seem to sharpen, casting long shadows across the set as Nathan Fillion's words hang in the air. The audience, usually quick to laugh, sits in a hush, their eyes darting between Nathan and Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy, still leaning back in his chair, raises an eyebrow, his grin now more cautious than playful. He adjusts his tie, a small gesture that betrays a flicker of unease, but he presses forward, his voice carrying that practiced late-night host cadence. Not ready for it. Nathan, come on, I'm ready for anything, Jimmy says, spreading his hands wide, inviting the crowd's laughter. It comes, but it's thin, uncertain. I'm just saying, you've got this image, right? The guy who makes everyone feel good, and now you're out there playing a cop, diving into the gritty stuff. I'm curious, man, how do you switch that off? The charm, the Nathaniness. Nathan's eyes don't waver, locked on Jimmy's. He leans forward, his hands clasped tightly, knuckles pale. You keep circling back to this Nathaniness thing, Jimmy, like I'm some one-trick pony. You think I can't turn it off? You think I can't bring something else to the table? His voice is steady, but there's a raw edge to it, a challenge that cuts through the studio's polished veneer. Jimmy tilts his head, his smile tightening. I'm not saying you're a one-trick pony. I'm saying you're a fan favorite. People love you for a reason. They see you, they think Firefly, they think Castle, they think fun, witty, charming. And now you're doing this intense cop role, and some folks are like, huh, can he pull that off? I'm just asking what it's like to push against that. Nathan lets out a short, sharp laugh, but there's no humor in it. Push against it. You make it sound like I'm fighting some uphill battle to be taken seriously. I've been doing this a long time. Jimmy, I know what I'm doing. You don't think I can handle a role like this. You don't think I can make people believe it. The audience shifts, a low murmur rippling through. Jimmy senses the mood, his eyes flicking to the crowd before settling back on Nathan. Hey, I'm not doubting your skills, man. I've seen your work. You're great. I'm just saying, sometimes the audience has a hard time letting go of who they think you are, like they see you as the hero, the guy with the quick comeback. Can you really make them feel, I don't know, uneasy, unsettled? Nathan's jaw clenches and he leans back, crossing his arms. Uneasy. You want uneasy, Jimmy? I can make you uneasy right now. His voice drops, low and deliberate, each word landing like a stone. You keep poking at this, like I'm some kind of, what, a caricature. You think I'm just coasting on charm? That I can't dig deeper? Jimmy laughs, but it's forced, a little too loud. Whoa, whoa, I'm not saying you're coasting. I'm just asking the questions people want answers to. You're a big star, Nathan. People are curious. They're like, can Nathan Fillion be the guy who's not smiling all the time? I mean, you're smiling right now, even when you're mad. He gestures at Nathan's face, trying to lighten the mood, but the audience's chuckle is faint. Nathan's smile is gone now, replaced by a hard, unreadable expression. You think I'm mad, Jimmy? You think this is me mad? You haven't seen mad? He pauses, letting the words sink in, his eyes never leaving Jimmy's. You keep pushing this narrative, like I'm stuck in some box you and the internet built for me. I'm not here to play to your expectations. I'm here to do my job. Jimmy shifts in his seat, his grin faltering. Okay, fair enough. Let's pivot a bit. The rookie, you're out there, playing this guy who's starting over, chasing a new dream. That's relatable, right? Starting fresh, proving yourself. But some critics, and I'm just quoting here, they say the show leans too much on your charm, that it doesn't let you stretch. What do you say to that? Nathan's eyes flash, and he leans forward again, his voice low but intense. What do I say? I say that's a lazy take. You think I'm just phoning it in? I'm out there every day, putting everything I've got into this role. You think it's easy to make it look easy? To make people care about a guy who's starting over, who's got everything to prove. You try it, Jimmy. You try stepping into a role where everyone's waiting for you to slip, waiting to say, oh, he's just the Firefly guy. The audience is silent now, the air thick with tension. Jimmy tries to recover, leaning forward with a conciliatory nod. All right, I hear you. You're passionate about this. I get it. But let's talk about the fans for a second. They're vocal, right? They love you. But they're also opinionated. Some of them say the rookie doesn't give you enough to chew on, like it's too safe. You ever feel like you're not getting the chance to really go for it? Nathan's fingers drum on the armrest, a restless rhythm. Too safe. You think I'm playing it safe? I'm out there taking risks every season, trying to show people something new. but you keep coming back to what other people think. What the fans think, what the critics think. Why don't you ask me what I think? Jimmy, why don't you ask me what it's like to pour yourself into something and have people like you reduce it to, oh, he's just charming? Jimmy caught off guard. I'm not reducing it. Nathan, I'm just trying to have a conversation here. You know how this works. I ask the spicy questions, you give the spicy answers. That's the deal. Nathan shakes his head, his voice dropping even lower, almost a growl. Spicy questions. This isn't spicy, Jimmy. This is you trying to box me in, trying to make me fit some story you've already written. You want spicy? I'll give you spicy. Keep pushing, and you'll see what I'm really capable of. His eyes burn with intensity, and the studio feels like it's holding its breath, waiting for what comes next. The studio is a pressure cooker, the audience frozen in their seats, eyes wide as Nathan Fillion's words hang like a storm cloud over the set. His last challenge to Jimmy Kimmel, daring him to keep pushing, has sucked the air out of the room. Jimmy, usually the master of diffusing tension with a quip, looks momentarily off balance, his fingers tapping the desk as he tries to steer the conversation. His grin is still there, but it's strained, like a man realizing he's stepped too close to the edge. Okay, Nathan, I hear you, Jimmy says, his voice careful, trying to reclaim control. I'm not trying to box you in, I'm just doing my job. You know, asking what the people want to know. You're a big deal, man. People are invested. They want to see all sides of Nathan Fillion. So, let's try this. Tell me, what's the toughest part of playing this role in The Rookie? What's the thing that really tests you? Nathan's eyes don't soften. He leans forward, his voice low and deliberate, each word measured but laced with something sharp. Toughest part? It's not the role, Jimmy, it's the noise. It's people like you, sitting there, thinking you've got me figured out. Thinking you can sum me up in a soundbite. Oh, Nathan's the charming guy, the funny guy. You want to know what tests me? It's having to sit here and defend my work to someone who's already made up his mind. The audience gasps, a collective intake of breath. Jimmy blinks, his smile flickering like a bad signal. Whoa, hold on, I haven't made up my mind. I'm a fan. Nathan, I'm just asking questions. You're taking this real personal. Nathan's laugh is short, biting. Personal. You made it personal. Jimmy, you keep coming at me with this. Can he do it? Angle, like I'm some rookie who's got to prove himself to you. I've been in this game longer than you've been behind that desk. You think I need your approval to know I'm doing my job right? Jimmy raises his hands, trying to dial it back. I'm not saying you need my approval. I'm just saying, you've got a lot of eyes on you. Fans, critics, they're all watching. Some of them are like, is this role pushing him enough? I'm giving you a chance to set the record straight. Set the record straight. Nathan's voice rises, not loud but piercing, cutting through the studio's hum. I don't need to set anything straight. My work speaks for itself. You think I'm here to justify my career to you? To the internet. I'm not some dancing monkey, Jimmy. I do what I do because I believe in it, not because I need a pat on the head from you or anybody else. The crowd is silent, riveted. Jimmy shifts, his eyes darting to the side, maybe looking for a cue from his producers. But he presses on. All right, I get it. You're passionate. That's clear. But let's talk about passion for a second. You've got this loyal fan base, right? They're ride or die for you. They're out there tweeting about Firefly, about Castle, about The Rookie. Some of them say this new role doesn't give you enough to sink your teeth into. Like it's not letting you show everything you've got. What do you say to them? Nathan's eyes narrow, and he leans back, his arms crossed tightly. What do I say? I say they're watching. They're seeing what I'm putting out there. If they think it's not enough, that's on them. I'm not here to spoon-feed anybody. I'm telling a story, playing a character. If you can't see the depth in that, maybe you're not looking hard enough. He pauses, his gaze locked on Jimmy. Or maybe you're too busy trying to stir up drama for clicks. Jimmy's grin vanishes entirely now, his face tightening. Stir up drama. Come on, Nathan, that's not fair. This is a talk show. We have fun, we dig a little, we get real. That's the deal. You're acting like I'm out here trying to tear you down. Nathan shakes his head, his voice cold. You're not tearing me down, Jimmy. You're just wasting my time. You keep asking the same question, different ways, like I'm gonna give you some big revelation. You want drama. You want a soundbite. Here's one. I'm done playing this game. He stands abruptly, his chair scraping against the floor, the sound sharp in the stunned silence. The audience gasps, a few murmurs breaking out as Nathan pulls off his mic, tossing it onto the chair. Jimmy's eyes widen, and he half rises, his voice urgent. Nathan, come on, man, sit down. We're just talking here. Nathan doesn't look back. We're done talking, he says, his voice flat, final. He strides toward the edge of the stage, his steps deliberate, the audience holding its breath as he disappears behind the curtain. The studio is silent for a beat, then erupts into a low hum of shock and chatter. Jimmy stares after him, his mouth open before turning to the camera, forcing a laugh. Well, folks, that's a first. We'll be right back after this break. The screen fades to black, but the tension lingers. A moment that will be clipped, shared, and dissected across the internet. What just happened? Was it a clash of egos, a misunderstanding, or something deeper? One thing's for sure, this is a moment no one saw coming. If you loved diving into this wild exchange, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below. What do you think pushed Fillion to walk off that stage? Let us know, and we'll see you in the next one.